Hello, Player 3 here, this time heading back to 1990 to play The Secret of Monkey Island. Let's jump into it. As you may or may not know, The Secret of Monkey Island is a point-and-click game, a point-and-click adventure game, made by LucasArts, originally Lucasfilm Games, which was Lucasfilm, which was made by George Lucas, because after making Star Wars he wanted to make video games too. It's a good thing he didn't go back and edit his games like he did his movies by ruining them with CGI. The Secret of Monkey Island had a pretty successful string of games, starting with the first one, The Secret of Monkey Island, then the second, Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge, the third, The Curse of Monkey Island, the fourth, Escape from Monkey Island, and a fifth installment by Telltale Games in 2009 called Tales of Monkey Island. Also in 2009 was a remastered version of the original game, which I played. With the remastered version, you could switch between playing the remastered version or the classic version from 1990. In order to stay true to my retro game standard, that's what I did, the retro one. The game starts with the main menu, with a hint of the music, but when you click New Game, you are treated with a beautiful view of Melee Island, and music swells until it breaks open into the smooth, chill, tropical beat of sorts. It's some of the best music I've heard in a video game. You may not agree with me there, but at the very least, it's really good music. If you weren't aware of what this game was, I'll tell you now. Not the point and click part, I already said that. But what is the game about and where does it take place? Well, it's a pirate game, and that's why it's set in the Caribbean, and that's why they look like pirates on the cover art. At the time, there was no One Piece or Pirates of the Caribbean, so did this game spark interest in video games and movies to use pirates? Well, no, that was a stupid rhetorical question. There were movies about pirates way back in 1908, and pirate video games have been around since the late 70s, and this wasn't the first point-and-click game either. So what makes The Secret of Monkey Island stand out? Well, you can tell by the first few words that come out of the protagonist's mouth why this game stands out. His name, Guybrush Threepwood. In the making of Guybrush's sprite using the program Deluxe Paint, the temporary name was Guy, and the type of file was a .brush file. Thus was born Guy.brush, or Guybrush. And Threepwood was the surname of a family of characters in the Blandings Castle stories by P.G. Wodehouse, which was decided upon for their character Guybrush because of a company contest. A neat little humorous story. So you begin to think at this point in the game, the first few seconds, that okay, this company knows how to have fun with their games. But then right after that you get another joke. The old man Lookout getting spooked by some random guy with a weird name coming up to him out of the woods and telling him his name and aspirations. Then you get the joke of the old man being blind. But he's also a lookout. What? This 1-minute intro cutscene gives you everything you need to know about this game. The feel for it, I mean. And oh boy, is there some humor to come. So there you go. That's what makes The Secret of Monkey Island stand out. So besides the feel of the game, what happens? Well, as instructed, Guybrush goes to the Scum Bar, named after the in-game interface for what happens when you click on something. Inside the bar, the 3 pirate leaders inform him of 3 trials he must complete in order to become a pirate. Steal something, dig up buried treasure, and beat the Swordmaster. As you can probably tell, with this being a point-and-click game, there isn't going to be action in the way you might think. There isn't going to be a glorious sword fight that you have to use combos in or dodge. In the sword fights, your strength needed to win comes in the form of your ability to insult your opponent. Yeah, it's dumb, yeah, it's funny. They even give a good reason for why it's necessary to insult your opponent to win. Back at the bar, there was so much to do and so much to learn. Not only from speaking to pirates mocking you about your name even though their name is a synonym of yours, but learning your quest from a dog by speaking his language. And even breaking the 4th wall to learn about another game released in the same year as this game you were playing, also by Lucasfilm Games. And finally, after leaving the Scum Bar for the first time, you were introduced to the feared undead pirate LeChuck, who is based beneath Monkey Island in his ghost ship on a sea of lava. After wandering through the town and collecting enough items, you can make it to the governor's house on your trial of thievery. And here you can sit back and enjoy the comedic mayhem in a cutscene where you don't see anything. You just have to read the actions of what Guybrush does, and from there, it's all imagination and all laughs. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and I'll play the scene in its entirety for you, because it's just too good to gloss over. And just so it's not silence with you just reading, I'll switch over to the remastered version so there is sound to accompany the scene.
Whew. That was a close one. At least I got the idol.
After completing all 3 trials, LeChuck captures the governor in his mad attempt to marry her for some reason. You now have to assemble a crew and captain a ship, and sail to the infamous Monkey Island with a crew of mutinous misfits and on a decrepit ship. Nonetheless, you make it to Monkey Island. You follow the clues and pick up items, explore the island, find the vegetarian cannibals, have the game glitch so your mouse disappears, be an idiot and save the game at that point, try to find a solution, find out there isn't any solution other than starting the game over, start the game over again, then get past the part where the glitch was, sabotage his wedding, beat the bad guy, get the girl happily ever after. So at this point, you may be asking, what is the secret of Monkey Island? That is a great question. So some of the best parts of the game, right? I've already shared a few. The insults during the Swordmaster trial, the cutscene in the governor's house, then there was every time the characters looked directly at you, breaking the fourth wall and talking to you, which was done a few times, just enough where it was still funny but not overdone. An aspect which was nice to have if you bought the Steam Special Edition of the game, which is the remaster. Being able to switch between the remaster and the classic was nice because you got to see how true they stayed to the original and see the new artwork while having the choice to play it as it was in 1990. What was also nice about it is that it ties into a negative I have about the original, which is that there was no voiceover dialogue in the original. Actually, there was very few background sounds or sound effects except for some major ones, which was a little disappointing, especially when switching to the remaster and hearing the world full of sound and then switching back to hear silent. Given subtle hints throughout the game was nice to have, not so in your face as to strip all fun and adventure from the game, but just enough not to be completely lost. But if you really wanted to, there was a hint button, which I only accidentally found after the glitch over halfway through the game when I tried pressing every key in order to bring my mouse back before having to start all over and spend 3 hours to get back where I was. Here is something to note that many people frown about in games when there is an excessive amount of backtracking. In the third part while on the island, you need to get in a rowboat to get to the cannibals, then sail back to the southern tip of the island and walk halfway across again to get to LeChuck. You have to do this multiple times, and at the end when you learn you have to find your way back out of his lair, get back in the boat, sail to the cannibals, you begin to think, oh no, not again, this is gonna take forever, this is so dumb. But then a screen pops up saying that you automatically do all of that, and the game plops you right where you need to be, wasting no time at all. I respect that choice. The developers recognized that we would be annoyed to travel all that way, so instead they fast traveled us since we made that trek before. And they could even have that be a comedic thing too. Another highlight, the very complicated, long thought out extended development of the love interest between Guybrush and the governor. And by extended development, I mean the 2-minute scene that went from 0 to 100 real quick. What else was good? The 3 pirates and their recipe for grog, the Fettuccine brothers, the beast, the machine, Bob, the 3-headed monkey, the disclaimers, the cotton swab, Herman Toothrot, the navigator, the dry, sarcastic, witty humor throughout the game from start to end. They even had fun with the credits, which is reminiscent of movies with the same sense of humor like Airplane, Naked Gun, Top Secret, and even recent films like Deadpool. Even at the end of the credits they got me, and I actually had to do Ctrl-Alt-Delete, bring up the task manager and end the game that way. No other way worked. This way my mouse was disabled for a reason. Otherwise it would have looped forever. Or I could have just done what it said and turned off my computer, but then my footage that I was recording would not have saved. It's hard to find something bad to say. My stupidity really was the only thing that led to negativity with the game. That includes the glitch. So really just the silence was underwhelming. With point-and-click adventure games, the story is the most important aspect of the game. You are following the story already laid out for you, and if it's not good, then what's the point in playing? There's no skill with the mouse or strategy necessary to beat the game. It's a mystery, seek-and-find game with a story. And in this case, it's a really good story. And the humor? Oh boy, that's its defining feature. So, with that being said, let's see where The Secret of Monkey Island sits compared to the other games I've played. First of all, I need to do some minor adjustments. Resident Evil 2, Battletoads, I'm just gonna put those right here because everyone knows The Immortal is the perfect game. I'm sorry I didn't catch my foolish mistake of misplacing it before. So now I can add The Secret of Monkey Island right below The Immortal, because you can't get better than perfect. A solid 9 out of 10 for The Secret of Monkey Island. If you don't like my list, then you can suck my dick.
I am here to inform you that what was said before was a joke. The Immortal is not the perfect game, and The Secret of Monkey Island is actually my top favorite game, and it is a 9.5 out of 10. But as said before, you can still suck my dick.